All right, we are back live and in living color. I am Dave, the IT guy. Tonight we're talking about hacking and security news from around the globe, but we also have a very, very special day in store. Right now it is 6 p.m. in the East on Wednesday, the 6th of September, 2017. And tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we are going to be interviewing Bugcrowd's Jason Haddix live as a special edition of Dave the IT Guy. So make sure you stay tuned and join us at 7:30 p.m. And also, something else that's new is that we now are introducing our new show sponsor, which is 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Do you have junk? They've got trucks, they've got people. So 1-800-GOT-JUNK, welcome to the technology field. Welcome to Dave the IT Guy. Welcome to iHeartRadio and many, many other platforms. 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Our trucks are on your street right now.
And headed your way.
Goodbye, junk.
Hello, Relief.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
So there you go, 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Want to say thank you again. Can't say enough for you guys joining in with us and really taking on a tremendous new show on multiple platforms. So let's kind of get right into it. So tech and security news, we hear about new stuff every day, and it's just a swamp to keep up with. And sometimes the information is, haha, told you so. Sometimes it's all about, another Instagram hack where a bunch of celebrities get their stuff stolen. Just 3 days ago, so around September 3rd, Instagram was hacked again, and 6 million celebrities. 6 million. I didn't even know there were 6 million celebrities, but 6 million celebrities got their data stolen? Who knew that, right? I didn't know that. Anyway, so now their stuff is being sold on the dark web. Of course, the obligatory nude photos, but things like their phone number, contact list, stuff that can be really important, was released in that hack. So, man, another day, another dollar for somebody. What else is going on? So we've got some really important stuff that I'm gonna hold off for just a minute to get to. I want to really kind of talk about some of the real minor but yet important to somebody kind of stuff, right? So we've got a site called Taringa, who is based in Latin America, I think. I can't remember exactly where they're at down there, but they are a social media giant. They are the Facebook of Latin America. And so they got hacked and had 28 million accounts stolen. So, here we go. We're not talking about American celebrities or just Americans. Now we're talking about everyday people in Latin America, and now their stuff is stolen. So, who knows? You know what I mean? It's just we're getting to a point where we just don't know anymore what we don't know, right? It's just crazy. What else we got going on in the world of? So here's a fun one. So you like to use your Siri or Alexa, right? And you like to use your voice commands. Well, some security folks based in China, of all places, were doing some research, and they found that there is a very critical flaw in Siri and Alexa, and Android stuff too. So not just related to those two, but they basically take voice. They take the sounds of voice, and they convert that into just pure sound, right? And so then they take that sound and play it in ultrasonic frequencies, which means the human ear is simply not going to hear it. but microphones and other voice assistant software can hear those sounds, right, and decipher them as commands. So this attack has been called a dolphin attack, for lack of a better phrase. But the dolphin attack, for example, they were able to say, "Hey Siri," through this audio, or this, yeah, audio, basically these sounds, and get iPhone to open malicious websites, or getting a Nexus 7 to call, a phone number through sounds. And they even got Amazon Echo it was asked to open the back door. Now, does that mean back door in the Amazon Echo software? Or does that mean the back door to somebody's smart connected home that has electronic locks? Well, that's yet to be known. But imagine how scary that could be, right? That somebody could just drive by and play sounds directed at your home and get your Alexa right inside your house to do things for them, like open the front door because they recognize that you have a Bluetooth door lock, right? So lots and lots of scary options here. What else? They found that they could take an Audi Q3 and get its navigational system to change settings and add a new location. So, man, crazy stuff, right? I mean, it's just ridiculous. So, take a look at my blog site, dtig.net, Dave the IT Guy, and we're going to be posting some of these articles up later on that we're talking about, so that you can kind of dig in and review them, and maybe do some testing on your own, right? Try your own dolphin attack and see what you think. What else we got going on? So here's a fun one, depending on your point of view, fun. A cyber risk research company called UpGuard, guy named Chris Victory, he's the director over there. He was doing some research, and he found that there's a company in North Carolina called Tiger Swan, which is one of those private military contractors, right? They've done some work overseas and other places. Well, they were doing some recruiting, right? So they're asking for resumes from people wanting jobs that had top security clearances or high level, like Navy SEAL, Delta Force, Army Ranger type of special forces type of experience, right? And hey, come apply. Well, he found more than 9,000 resumes that had been inadvertently exposed on Amazon Web Services, ran by a third party who was doing the recruiting for Tiger Swan. So here's Tiger Swan, right? This big high-end company. And they're saying, hey, help us do some recruiting of some really high-end people. And this company, who is called Talent Pen, they say, yep, we can do your recruiting. We're pretty awesome. We're good to go, right? So what he wants to do, he wants to recruit, he wants to grab resumes. Okay, well, we happen to use Amazon Web Services as our cloud storage, and we're going to store all of our stuff. And by the way, the person that works for us that set up our Amazon, they didn't check the right box to make sure this stuff was secure. So, sorry, we accidentally exposed 9,000 resumes to the world, and now we have all these people who are potentially private security contractors. All of their info is now exposed. So, hey, Mr. Security Contractor Application person, we're going to send you overseas, and don't worry about those terrorists that happen to know who you are now and know your family or your employment history. Don't worry about them. We'll take care of that for you, right? So, crazy stuff. I mean, yeah. So if you're ever looking for some recruiting help, Talent Pen might not be the right people to work for it. As a side note, those people at Tiger Swan, you might want to check out their website, because looks like they were involved in the American, what was the pipeline, Dakota pipeline thing. So Tiger Swan got invited to come in plain clothes and help do some intelligence or counterintelligence work and spy on these protesters over there. So different story, not really part of tech. But as I was researching this story, I found that story in a link that I followed. So yeah, very interesting to say the least. Something to go out and take a look at. So yeah, so looking at dolphin attacks helped me find tiger swan and talent pin, and you can easily see the rabbit holes that you go down when you're doing any kind of research or you're trying to educate yourself on the tech and security world. So many people are doing so many great things that it's hard to continue your own research if you're reading about everybody else's research. And I like to try to do as much of my own stuff, and I like to get ideas from other people too. So great stuff. What else is going on in the world of hacker news and security? A 13-year-old Japanese kid was caught selling malware just a couple days ago. So hats off to him for being an entrepreneur and trying to make a few yen for his family or for maybe his next gadget. But maybe not quite the career path his parents had hoped for. Tough to say. Did you see about the Chinese guy who was selling VPN service in China that was going past what they call the Great Firewall in China? So the Great Firewall is a big firewall service that the Chinese government controls. And if you are in China and you want access to the internet, your service has to go through them so they control what you do and do not see or what applications you can use, etc. And so this guy was selling VPN to kind of hide people's browsing so they could do other things. They caught him once and kind of slapped him on his wrist and let him go, and then he went right back to doing it again. So now it looks like he's going to be doing 9 months in prison for selling VPN services that bypass their Great Firewall. So again, great great stuff. You know, you wonder, what do these people think, right? What in the world were you thinking when you thought, I can do this and get away with it in China, right? So good stuff for them. Great stuff for us to be able to have something to talk about, right? So what else? We are talking about, Lenovo. So did you buy yourself a Lenovo laptop back around 2014, 2015? So Lenovo had this great little piece of software that they installed on your laptops that they bought. It was called Visual Discovery, made by a company called Superfish. And basically, Visual Discovery would intercept your HTTPS and route it through their stuff. That way they could kind of see what you're doing, what you're browsing for, and then they could serve up ads to you based on that very detailed, supposedly private browsing, right? Now they claim no bad people took advantage, and the only people that really took advantage of this was Superfish, so that they could serve you up some ads based on the images that you looked at online. And so big stories about that. But they just recently settled, they being Lenovo, recently settled with 39 states in the U.S. Looks like they're paying about, or 31 states, looks like they're paying about $3.5 million, according to an agreement with the Federal Trade Commission and these states. Question is why are the states getting paid if Lenovo sold laptops to people and they were stealing people's supposedly encrypted browsing, and instead they were doing a man-in-the-middle attack and stealing our encrypted browsing information? Why are the states getting money? How come the people who bought these Lenovo's are not getting that 3.5 million, or at least a piece of it, right? So maybe we should take a look at that. But the FTC says, well, because Lenovo misrepresented any features on their laptops, we fined them, right? And the states agreed to this. But yeah, again, I'm thinking I didn't agree to that, and I own a Lenovo, so but I bought mine afterwards, and theoretically that software was not there. And I can assure you, I've done a complete review of mine to make sure that my Lenovo does not have that type of software. But check yours out, especially if you've got an older one. Go check out just Google Lenovo and Superfish, and you'll find the information that you need to research and maybe make sure yours doesn't have that software. Phew, that's a lot, right? We got a lot. There's just so much stuff, and we're not even talking about details of some of the stuff. We're just scratching the surface enough to give you some information so that maybe you can go and research it yourself. So more and more every day is just like, wow, what more can they come up with? And then again, they come up with more. So there we go. Again, we're about 6:15 in the East. Remember tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time, Jason Haddix from Bug Crowd joining us live. We're expecting that interview to last about 20 minutes. However, that might go about 30 because that's a smart guy. He's got a lot to say, and we certainly want to take advantage of having access to him and asking a lot of questions. You can join us on the Spreaker, Spreaker app. And in that app, there's a chat window. Feel free to ask questions in real time. My producer will get that over to me, and we'll certainly ask Jason as many questions as we can. You can also tune in via the dtig.net website and just press the player in your browser in the right column. If you miss us live, you can check us out on iHeartMedia or iTunes or Stitcher. A lot of other methods. Check us out and download the interview after the fact and see what you think. Jason he was the #1 bug bounty researcher 2014-2015 so for Bug Crowd. So he certainly knows what he's doing and has a lot of great things to say. So we're looking forward to him. Let's see, what else do we get from a news perspective? Let's see. Oh, so here on September 1st of 2017, there's I'm trying to think of what the website is called. It's called America's Card Room, and they're owned by the Winning Poker Network services. And so they wanted to basically attack, they being some hackers, decided they're going to do a massive denial service, or a DDoS, a distributed denial service attack against that America's Card Room. And basically every poker tournament and live action game they were doing had to be paused. People potentially were losing money. It was crazy. And the reason they wanted to do it was to basically start trying to influence the website owners to just pay a ransom fee to stop the denial service in Bitcoin and as near real time as they could, so that they could try to hit and run, get the money and run before they could be tracked. So it looks like their attack started around 2 a.m. In the east, and as of like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it was still going. So they were, set up around 6 or 7 p.m. that they finally started slowing it down. But it wasn't until the next day, September 2nd, that they were able to kind of slow it down and stop it. And then September 3rd, it started again. So, that America's Card Room had to stop tournaments and refund money and do a lot crazy. Anyway, so there's more than one way to make money at poker apparently, and if you're no good at poker, then you just hold the website's ransom and see what happens. So crazy. What else do we got going on? Lots of stuff. So there's a new ransomware scam using the IRS and FBI as bait. So basically, same as before, you get these big pop-ups using a bunch of official-looking logos and threatening bad things to happen. And yeah, you're gonna be in trouble. Pay us, you're gonna get in trouble. Um, yeah, so that happened. There's a place called the Enigma Marketplace, and Ethereum is a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, right? And it looks like about $500,000 worth of Ethereum was stolen from this marketplace. So that happened back in August. Looks like it just got publicly disclosed not long ago. Um, but if you're a user or a buyer or seller on the Enigma Marketplace, might want to check that out, right? Might want to check that out. If you are a cryptocurrency user, then you know all about Bittrex and who they are. Or apparently there's been a fake Bittrex exchange website that popped up. They stole the design from the original Bittrex and put this site together to trick you into going to the wrong place, entering your information, and then having your funds, your cryptocurrency stolen. So again, pay attention to where you're logging in. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do it, right? Use two-factor authentication for websites. And if you're going to a site that is about money, right, financial, whether it's cryptocurrency or real money, if they don't offer some form of two-factor authentication, get away. Stop using it because eventually you might have some trouble. What else is going on? Chrome extensions got hacked via a phishing scam. So basically some developers of Chrome extensions, they got hacked. And then by getting hacked and not knowing it, their extensions in the Chrome marketplace were compromised. And then those extensions were updated automatically to Chrome users. And thus causing those users some problems. So that's a big deal. If you're a Chrome extension user, you might want to Google that. Chrome extensions hacked. Happened about 3 weeks ago. Check that out and make sure you're not one of those people using an extension that has been compromised. Uber users got hit with something called a fake token Android malware. Basically, it's a way for the app to confirm that you are who you say you are, and when you are ordering an Uber, you're able to put your request in, waiting for the Uber person, but the request is actually going to an illegitimate third party, and they are stealing your payment information that is stored within the Uber app. So pay attention. All right, so much more. We're not even in the last month of hacks and things, and we've already spent 25 minutes talking about scams and hacks, and Reddit got hit, and some other people. So I guess the point here is know what you're clicking, right? Know what you're installing, know where you're going, and know when you type something, know what you're typing and why, and pay attention to the if you're using an extension or a mobile phone app. If you're using a web browser, check your HTTPS, check the certificates, and make sure they're not faked. I mean, my goodness, I can't tell you, and it's just amazing. So check it out. Stay safe, man. There's so much stuff going on in the world of security and hackers and tech that, it's almost scary doing an episode like this where we're talking about some of the news. And I talked a lot today about the news that affects, consumer type people. Some of it was kind of techy, but if we get into the real, tech stuff, attacks against web servers and other things, Python attacks and other stuff, man, we'd have another 3 hours worth of episode to do. So, and as any of you know that follow me, I try to keep my episodes under 30 minutes so that we can have great content. You can listen in your car or as you're driving. And if you're listening to us from the iHeart Radio Network, you can hear us in 38 states on many of the iHeart Radio AM and FM stations where the content is a little bit different and our segments are closer to 15 minutes. So by using this podcasting series, we're able to add a little bit more content and a little bit more diversity into our topics. So I am Dave the IT Guy. I want to say one more time, welcome and thank you again to my 1-800-GOT-JUNK sponsors. They're going to be with us all the way through the end of 2017 and hopefully into 2018 as well. So make sure you check them out and revisit them. And then starting next week, I also have a brand new intro for the show being made for me that our person that's making it will make sure that we introduce you to her as well. She's pretty awesome. So if you need an intro or a jingle or something like that, you'll certainly want to check her out too. So we'll do a full intro with her next week as well. So one more time for the 1-800-GOT-JUNK folks. And again, thanks for listening to Dave the IT Guy.
Our trucks are on your street right now.
And headed your way.
Goodbye, junk.
Hello, Relief.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.